Hello, adventurous travelers and friends, and welcome to a Bragworthy Adventures video. I'm your host, Rose. So I'm gonna go through the top 10 things that I've done in Oahu. Now some of these, others might say are very touristy, but when you go to visit a place, sometimes to me, I want to do those top touristy sites. Like, for instance, I'm going to London this summer and I want to go to Stonehenge. I know it'll be crowded, I know it's a touristy site, I know everyone's going to be there, but I want to see it for myself. So if you're anything like me, even though some of these might be touristy, you might want to go see them. So I'm going to give you my top 10 places to go in Oahu. Number 1, Waimea Bay and Valley. This place is idyllic. I walked into Waimea Valley with my husband and I immediately turned to him and I was like, can we please get divorced? Because I want to be remarried here. They do weddings there, so keep that in mind. The valley has a wonderful waterfall. You can swim in it, so you usually have to pay for parking and pay to get in. It's $18 for an adult who's not a Hawaiian. You get discounts for being a Hawaiian resident. And you can see the gardens and the waterfall. It's a paved walk, so it's not too hard. My sister, when we went, was like 8 months pregnant, and they even have a golf cart that takes some people, so if you need something like that to help you get there, they have the accessibility available. When you get to the waterfall, they've got jackets that you have to wear. You've got to wear the life vests so you can get in the water. Now it is kind of hard to get in. There's lots of rocks and I definitely found it difficult trying to maneuver a 2-year-old and myself into the water with all of the rocks and things. But once you're in the water, it's a little easier and you can swim over to the waterfall and get underneath it. There are 2 different parts. There's the street in between. You've got the beach and you've got the valley. The beach, as long as you get there early, you can get a parking spot. And it's not a super big beach. It's not huge, but it is where a lot of the surfing happens in the winter. I've been in the summer and it's nice and less wave ridden than usual, but it's got snorkeling. It also has this big rock that people like to jump off of. If you are one of those people that likes to jump from heights into water, you'll feel pretty happy there. Number 2 is also sort of naturey, beautiful. These are the things I like, so that's why they're at the top of the list. And it is Makapu'u Lighthouse and the tide pools. So the lighthouse is a paved 2.5 mile hike all the way up. It's a gorgeous view. You can kind of see out into the ocean, these little sort of rock outputs like mini islands, but they're not really islands, like more just rocks out in the water. It is free to park, but like most places in Hawaii, it's a small island and there's lots of people who want to go to cool places, so get there early if you want a parking spot. But what you can do while you're there, and it's a little more dangerous and difficult than the actual hike to the lighthouse, is hike down to the Makapu'u tide pools. This was kind of a scary hike for me. Number 1, I was not dressed well. I was dressed in like cute outfit because I was like, ooh, I'm gonna film myself hiking up to this lighthouse. But then we decided to hike down to the tide pools and I didn't realize it would be kind of down the cliff face. Not like a straight down the cliff face. I'm clearly using a bit of exaggeration, but it definitely was loose rock, not a set trail. Like there's just spray painted spots to help you know you're kind of going the right way. And you can see the tide pool, so you kind of know you're going the right way too. But it's definitely more of like a scramble over rock, and it definitely made me feel a little nervous at first. And there's signs saying not to leave the trail, like not to leave the lighthouse trail, and that it's dangerous. So do it at your own risk. I'm not telling you to do it, but I did think it was really beautiful and really cool down there. And there were quite a few people who went down and went up, like entire 2 groups it seemed at times were just like all filing down like little ants down the large hill. Number 3 is Diamond Head, another hike. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to realize there are certain things I like in life. But Diamond Head is probably one of the most thought of things when you think of Oahu. Diamond Head is a volcanic cone. It's also the most popular Hawaiian state park, so it's the most visited, which means, again, parking is limited and you might want to get there early. And it does cost $1 for pedestrians to get in, so make sure to bring $1 in cash so you can get a ticket to go up, even if you don't park at the state park, which is $5 for a car. It's open 6 to 6 each day. The hike usually takes 1.5 to 2 hours. It's a 1.6 mile round trip hike up and down. They've got stairs, they've got some things paved and then others a little like scrambly. So take your time. It definitely put me a little out of breath at moments, but it was a beautiful view at the top and really cool to see these old military structures as well that were there. So that is number 3 on my You've Got to Go Do It Oahu list. Number 4 on my list is go to the North Shore. The North Shore is known for surfing competitions. It's got beautiful galleries and shops, some food trucks, and one of the most well-known shaved ice places, Matsumoto's. It is so fun to just walk around the town of Haleiwa to see the cool knickknacks and the interesting art pieces that are in the stores. It's a really cute area to be, and I definitely think a lot of people stick very close to Honolulu and they need to go check out the North Shore. My number 5 is Iolani's Palace. This was the official residency of the Hawaiian monarchy, and it is quite splendid. It was a little hard to find the ticket office for me. They say the ticket office is in the basement of the art gallery or something like that, which made me think it was in the basement of the palace. I was walking around it in circles. It's actually in a separate building to the side of the palace, so don't get lost like I did. I did make a reservation beforehand as well. We got the audio guides, which for adults were $20, kids were $6, and I definitely loved being able to do my own tour, to walk around with the audio guide and click the numbers and hear about the history of Hawaii, a lot of things I'd never even known before. Number 6 on the things you gotta go do and see in Hawaii is to go to a luau. You have to step yourself into the culture, and although it seems touristy because a lot of times these luau's are made with tourists in mind, you are getting the chance to see a little bit of Hawaiian culture, the hula dancing usually, the pigs that are cooked in the ground, that they pull up out of the ground, foods that you've never tried before. And I definitely think culture is very tied to food, so going to a food event like this will really help you see a little more into the Hawaiian culture, and I think is a must-do. If you're looking for a place to go to a luau, I know there's a place near Waimea Valley. I haven't been to that one, but I have been to the luau that is at the Polynesian Cultural Center, and I thought it was really amazing. And that is why the Polynesian Cultural Center is my number 7. The Polynesian Cultural Center has 6 different authentic Pacific villages. So it's these different Pacific cultures, you know, like the different islands like Samoa and Hawaii, just different islands in the Polynesian area, and they're represented in these villages where you can actually go and do things. It's very fun to go with kids. It's fun for adults too. You can go on a boat. You can make your own little grass like bird creation. You can throw spears. I don't think they're spears. They were kind of spears. But you can kind of really get in touch with the different cultures and do some very interactive things, which I thought was fun. There are a bunch of different options for prices for tickets. Some include luau, some include a show, some are just day passes. I have links below for a lot of the places I'm talking about, so go look there to decide what it is you want to do. I can't really tell you a price because I'm not sure what will fit you and your family. Number 8 on my list is the Dole Plantation. I'm kind of recommending this for the food, kind of like the luau. I think the food here is great, but this food is mostly just pineapple based. So they've got the Dole Whip. I don't know if any of you have been to Disney World. Clearly I have because I post videos about it, but Disney World has Dole Whip, and so does the Dole Plantation. The Dole Plantation, you also can go on a train that will take you through the plantation. You can see pineapple plants and how they're grown I'd never really seen that before. This was a really cool experience for me, and my nephew was over the moon getting to be on a train, so it was great. They also have gardens and a maze. If you want to do all the activities the Dole Plantation has to offer, it's a $25 all-inclusive pass. And then the best part is after you get to enjoy all these things, you can go and get yourself a big heaping bowl of pineapple Dole Whip, sometimes with pineapples on the bottom, sometimes with a raspberry syrup. It's just a fun way to spend your day. Number 9 is the Honolulu Zoo. The Honolulu Zoo not only is a great place to park cheaply in Honolulu, but it also is a very cute and interactive zoo to bring kids or family members. They have goats that you can pet. They have this aquarium that you can kind of crawl in a tunnel and pop up at a net in the middle and be able to see the fishies from there. It was a fun experience. I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend it if you're going to be in the Honolulu area. The Honolulu Zoo is $19 for adults. The last thing on my list, we're already at number 10, can you believe it? But my number 10 thing to do when you're in Oahu is to go to Pearl Harbor. So Pearl Harbor is free. You can get a ticket online, but definitely you have to move quick to get a ticket. Generally the ticket comes with a viewing. The show can be a little graphic and a little hard to swallow, hard to watch, especially for very young kids. But it is very eye-opening, and it usually takes you on a boat out to the memorial, which is on the water actually. When I went, we didn't actually get to go in the memorial. It was having issues, so we just did a boat ride around it. But I went right before I went to the airport because it was down that way towards Honolulu, and I just thought it was a good experience, and I would recommend it as a go-to thing in Oahu. That is my list. I hope if you're going to Oahu, which either you're watching this video just because you want to or because you're going, I hope you have an amazing time. I hope that you try some of these things. If you have been to any of these places or are going to go to any of these places, tell me about it. If there's places you think I need to go to next time I'm in Oahu, tell me about it. There's a comment section below. Please, I would love to hear your comments and hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, bye travelers.